Hello, Collective. Welcome to Moonsong Mystic. I'm Amber, the healer who heals alongside of you. If you're interested in a personal session, please check out my website, moonsongmystic.com. So, before I got moving this morning, I saw the color red and I heard the word stop. So, I looked up the word stop, and the origin of the word stop is to stuff. So I did my prayer and my meditation, and set the intention of figuring out what I was stuffing. And first I encountered my shadow self, which the shadow self has a million different faces, but the aspect of her that I encountered today was the aspect of me that really judges myself harshly. And then hiding behind my shadow was my inner child, who I'm coming to realize still has a lot of anger and rage directed towards one of my parents. Both of my parents, but I think one of, my dad I've worked through maybe a lot more, and I've been suppressing a lot of anger that I have towards my mom from childhood. So, suppression is, there's a difference between repression and suppression. Suppression is when you know that you're intentionally not choosing to think about something, not choosing to look at something, whereas repression is when it's really unconscious. But it has been showing up, and it shows up in, judging myself and judging others harshly, because it's easier to do that than to look at what's really going on, what I'm really angry about. So got to look at that this morning, and today we're going to do a guided meditation kind of centered around that kind of thing. This is probably going to be a heavier meditation, definitely a little bit uncomfortable. So, just do the best you can. And if you need to take a break, or, just give yourself lots of grace. Lots of grace. I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Let's go ahead and do a few deep breaths. And today I want you to really be aware of your inhale. And as we inhale and exhale, I want you to imagine the infinity sign moving between your heart and your mind. And if you want to go ahead, and hopefully your eyes aren't already closed, but if they are, go ahead and open them up and look at me. So we've got, our heart here, and so the infinity sign, it crosses at our throat, connects at the top, comes back down. So this infinity sign we're going to have going of energy. And go ahead and just imagine that as we do these breaths, in through our nose and out through our mouth. All right, in through your nose. All right. Visualizing that infinity sign, I'm going to go ahead and sing a chorus from Leonard Cohen's song Hallelujah. And I encourage you to sing along with me. And I'm going to go ahead and sing a little bit more of my own song, but it'll be the same melody and very easy to pick up on. So please join me. All right. Hallelujah. 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 I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. Hallelujah. 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 All right, one more deep breath. Go ahead and imagine a black canvas. A black canvas, and from the surface of this canvas, your shadow self emerges, and he or she just looks like a shadow. Just a shadow. A shadow with your eyes. And I want you to look into the eyes of this shadow self, and you're going to repeat after me. Hello. What would you like me to know? And this shadow pulls out from behind its back a tattered and torn stuffing coming out, brown little teddy bear with a red ribbon. And tosses it at your feet. And your inner child comes out from behind your shadow and darts towards that teddy bear frantically and scoops it up and begins to cry and says, "My teddy, my teddy, my sweet teddy bear." I want you to go ahead and sit down, or imagine sitting down cross-legged and inviting your inner child to sit down in your lap with that teddy bear. And he or she does. And you hold that inner child like a baby. I want you to go ahead and rock side to side, rock that inner child, and go ahead and allow your body to move with that rocking. You're going to repeat after me. What's going on, little guy or little girl? What's going on? And they look up at you with big tears in their eyes. And they whisper, "I'm really, really angry." And repeat after me. Okay, that's okay. Tell me why. And I want you to allow yourself to go back to a memory in childhood, first memory that comes to mind, no right or wrong, where you were absolutely terrified. And the only way for that little version of you to cope with that terror was to literally run. And if running wasn't an option, was to just to shut down. Just to shut down and disconnect. I want you to really allow yourself to engage in that memory, the person or people that were involved in that memory, the person that made you feel so scared. And you know, maybe it wasn't fear for yourself, it was fear for someone else. Either way, you were little and you were powerless. Go ahead and take a deep breath. I want you to imagine that little version of you stops, and rather than running or shutting down and disconnecting, they find their voice and they find their power. I want you to imagine that little version of you, their sky blue throat chakra, that spinning blue orb in their throat just lights up. And you're going to give them the voice they didn't have back then. So I want you to go ahead and now, here in this moment, verbally, audibly say what you didn't say way back when. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate for you. You are scary. You are scaring me. You're like a monster and you need to stop. And that inner child puts their hand up and says, stop. Take a deep breath. Go ahead and come back to the imagery of that inner child there in your lap. And I want you to notice that that teddy bear is all put back together. You're going to whisper to that child, repeat after me. You're safe now. You're safe to stand up for yourself and the ones you love. You're safe now. Go ahead and come back to the room you're in whenever you're ready. Well done. I know this kind of work, it's a lifetime process. You know, just now we kind of barely scratched the surface. But yeah, I guess if you're not feeling a sense of closure, that's okay. If you're still feeling a lot of anger, my suggestion would be to go ahead and do what we just did and express that anger, as scary and inappropriate as it may feel, as uncomfortable as it may feel. Give that inner child his or her voice. All right, we'll go ahead and pull a card. So I pre-shuffled the deck, but we'll give it one more shuffle. I'm pulling from the Rumi Oracle deck today. All right. So pretty. Okay. Let's see. So from nothing to everything, number 16. Guys. All right, so what I'm getting from the card is, the statement from nothing to everything. A lot of times the way we're able to cope with childhood trauma is to just really dismiss it, laugh about it. It wasn't that big of a deal. Or maybe, we know it was a big deal, but just, keep it compartmentalized, keep it put away in some box on a shelf, like it's nothing. And it's not that it's everything, but it's everything in the sense that those experiences really do define who we are. And we get to redefine who we are by looking at these things that we've been through and processing through them through that inner child, if that makes sense. Hopefully that's making sense. But it's like, the fear, the anger, whatever the emotion is, it's like it gets stored in our bodies, in our chakras, our spiritual energy centers in childhood, because we're not able to process them, right? They're just there, and we're unaware of how they're affecting us in our adulthood. So they may seem like nothing, that may be what we tell ourselves, but they are something. And it's time, it's an invitation to really look at those things that we've lived through and process through them so that we can release them and step into authenticity, which, number 16 is the number on the card. 6 + 1 is 7, which is those 7 primary chakras working in balance, creating the authentic expression of ourselves. And then I'm also drawn, it's kind of like, we've got the darkness down here and this burst of color. It kind of looks like a butterfly to me. So as we, we visit our personal darkness, a new beginning is sure and destined to emerge. All right, thanks for joining me today, you guys. The light in me loves the light in you.